It's Valentine's Day. That means it's time to hunker down with a loved one and chuck on the Beyond the Sidelines podcast. This week, we are joined by the Brisbane Lions AFLW captain Emma Zielke. We discuss all things David Warner winning the Allan Border medal, Tim Tszyu and Jeff Horn's fight heating up, and Matt Renshaw being axed from the Queensland Bulls side. We will discuss all of this and much, much more. Let's get it.
There's scenes here at Perry Park.
Chris Lynn has taken the wild thing and sent him.
Oh, bang, well. Yeah.
And welcome back to another episode of the Beyond the Sidelines podcast. Joining me, as always, Finn and Campbell. Boys, how's the week treated you?
It's been quite rainy, mate. Not going to lie.
It's been
rainy kind of week.
Torrential weather.
Yeah, I thought you died the other day.
Me?
Yeah.
I was a bit unresponsive for about
You were.
a day.
It was the whole day. It was quite unlike you.
Well, I just don't live by my phone pretty much.
Yeah, you do most of the time.
Well, we were scared, mate. So can you?
Yeah, because we were setting up plans. We were like, oh, yeah, we'll go here. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
well,
you just weren't responding.
Well, you were
like,
setting up plans.
unlike.
I was at work, right?
Yeah.
I was at work till about 7, and you're doing all these plans while I'm still working. You're expecting me to check my phone at work?
I assumed you were at work, but once it passed 7,
We were texting him at
I was
9.
it was at like 9, and we were like, oh,
At
that's a
that
bit
point,
strange.
when I got home, I just sat on the couch and just stayed there. I just sat there like a fossil, just fossilizing for
What-
about 4 hours.
That's a word.
What 20-year-old doesn't touch their phone for 2 hours, CJ?
Yeah,
That's
I don't
my
know.
question to
Query.
you. There you go.
A 1, Angus Bryan.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
Brian.
that's just not how I live my life anymore. I'm going clean. I'm cleaning up my act, not using electronics as much. No, that's a lie.
Yeah.
I just couldn't be bothered.
Well
yeah,
said.
fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Anyway, we'll jump into the Fast Five. Of course, 5 topics covered in 1 minute each, or we try to do that at least. Usually goes for about 10.
I don't think
Usually.
we've ever actually done
I
it
think
in
like the
5
first
minutes.
time
Well,
we did, we were like,
We were
no,
like,
cutting you off.
actually, yeah, I remember telling Gussie to shut up. So
Yeah.
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 Well, how about we try it this time?
What?
Try and keep it to 5, or I'll do my best at least.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys to hurry up. Anyway, the first topic, David Warner. He wins the Allan Border medal. Bit surprising. What are your boys' thoughts on
Yeah,
this?
definitely. I mean, Marnus Labuschagne won Men's Player of the Year, was it?
Test yeah.
Player of the Year. I think
Yeah.
he was maybe because he wasn't as prolific across all 4.
Well, Marnus, he wasn't even in the Ashes.
No, he
starting
wasn't.
11, was he? But the thing about Warner is he basically wasn't either.
No.
Like, he was absolutely abysmal over in England.
Well,
He going into the 5th test, he averaged 9.7.
He averaged less than Leach,
There you go. The spin bowler.
England last batsman.
Number 11.
So that's just embarrassing,
But
isn't
I
it?
think he came back to Australia in the summer and he shone, to be fair, in
Yeah.
part.
I mean, we
Mainly-
were playing Pakistan.
Mainly
so
against Pakistan. That's the thing. It was
He's-
everyone
350
shone against Pakistan.
355 not out.
Yeah.
And then another 150. And
Yeah.
then he scored another ton against New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
And another ton against India in the ODIs just gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. This is the result of this is taken from all formats of the game. So you've got T20, you've got one days, you've got Test match. You can't just be good at Test match like Labuschagne.
Who would you prefer to get it?
I think Steve Smith.
Smitty, I'd say.
Well, I
yeah.
thought Pat Cummins.
Pat
could have been
Cummins,
a shout
yeah,
as
it's a
well.
shout.
Yeah, but I think the story of Warner winning it, coming away from the sandpaper saga, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think he spoke about that, but
He's quite emotional about it as
he
well.
was, but the word he used was he was shocked. And I think it's fair to say that so was Australia.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Anyway, second topic, Tim Tszyu. That's how you pronounce it, of course.
Tim Tszyu.
And Jeff Horn. Boys, this fight is getting a little bit heated.
He's getting a bit heated.
Yeah, it's
I like it.
Of course, Jeff coming out with this I don't know
Quote.
quote. Yeah.
There you go.
If his last name wasn't Tszyu, this fight wouldn't be happening. Of course, Tim's father was a very famous boxer for
prolific boxer,
Australia.
Yeah, give us some
for-
background on that.
Yeah, Costa.
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 What did you say? Costia.
Costa.
Sounds like a
Costco?
discount supermarket.
Costa.
Come
I
down to
think that's
Costia's, we've
Costco,
got
mate.
$3
I think
chooks.
I think that's Costco.
Yeah.
Costa's
$3 chooks. What's wrong with them?
I know. You'd be
Jeez.
wondering.
So he was a light welterweight world champion. So he's
Yeah.
quite a good boxer. In
Thanks, Wikipedia.
Well, basically, yeah.
Oh, you just
Again,
always
that's-
call everyone out for that.
Yeah,
though.
you do.
That's my
Thanks, Mr.
joke, though.
Google.
The
Yeah.
original, and
Yeah.
he was part of inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2011. So a big name, and he works with the team closely now, obviously.
Yeah.
But Jeff Horn, his quote has merit.
Yeah.
That is a reality. Tim Tszyu hasn't really fought out of Sydney. That's what they're saying. He's 16-0, but you haven't fought anyone big.
How old is he?
That's
Do
a
we
great
know?
question.
All right,
I was
keep
looking at it
stalling.
before.
Stall.
No, but again, he hasn't really taken this step up.
No.
But his big...
It's 25, by the way.
There you go. Thanks for that, CJ.
No problem.
But what he's marketing, how he's marketing it is Jeff Horn, he got his chance against Manny Pacquiao.
Mhm.
I want mine against Jeff Horn.
I don't think it's quite the same thing.
It's different. Where will it be? That's the big question.
Maybe
But
that's that step up. Yeah, where will it be?
exactly. That's the...
Mm.
They're being...
Brisbane
well,
Entertainment Centre's my
There's
bet.
talks in Brisbane and Sydney.
Mm.
I think it'll be in Brisbane
I think so too.
just because Horn...
Horn will want it up
obviously-
here.
Exactly. Home fighter. In boxing, you tend to have a big advantage.
Yeah.
If you're the home fighter, home crowd tends to sway the judges a
Yeah.
wee bit. But
Suncorp.
yeah, maybe I don't think people will be as
Probably
primed
wouldn't
for
sell.
this one.
Yeah, you wouldn't get as many people to
Think-
Suncorp.
Entertainment Centre.
Basically, I think the only reason Suncorp sold out for the Horn fight
it was
is because of
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao.
Yeah.
A bloke who was still very much in his not in his prime, but a good fighter.
He's famous, yeah, for sure.
But
Anyway,
again, I can't wait for April.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fight, of course, is taking place in April. We probably expect a few more headlines for now and then.
I'd say
these
so.
two are pretty big characters.
Mate, that's how boxing goes.
Yeah.
Normally.
Yeah.
The off-field chat will be
Yeah.
something to watch in itself.
will
Anyway,
indeed.
Matt Renshaw, this was a bit of a surprise to me, especially Axe from the Queensland side. He hasn't been in great form for the Bulls, but his BBL form was all right. I mean, he's
Yeah.
probably one of the shining lights sort of in that Brisbane Heat side that really struggled.
I think
that-
he stood up.
Yeah, but that can't mean
This
anything,
year.
can it? Not
No.
in Sheffield Shield
Not in
cricket.
Shield.
No.
I think what people tend to forget is that cricket is it's got 3 different formats, does it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Very different sports in their own right.
It's a very
It is.
multifaceted.
So he might be a very good white ball cricketer now.
Mm.
But red ball,
Yeah.
maybe you kind of have to
Taking a
let that
step
go.
back.
in
And
a
he's
sense.
renowned for being kind of a red ball
well,
cricketer.
how
slow
about
run
this
rates.
from a fall from grace? He was playing for Australia
He was an opener.
over in India a
years
couple
ago.
years ago,
Yep.
and he was playing quite well.
He's still
I
very
mean-
young. He's still very young. So
Yeah, but
he'll get back there if
is he-
JL doesn't hate him.
Is he going to be tempted to go, hey, maybe T20's my future, or maybe the short formats are my future? Do I
Yeah.
chase the money?
I think you should.
Do I go
In my
to
opinion.
the Caribbean Cricket League, whatever they call it, the IPL?
IPL.
You know
Well,
what
yeah.
I mean? Does he do the circuit, CJ?
I would think
Well,
so.
there's more money in it.
Yeah, exactly. I would suggest it.
But
and, you know,
would
he needs to
teams-
improve his batting quite a bit and his bowling.
But
I don't know if teams would take him though.
when you're that
You don't
young,
reckon?
No.
when you're that young as well, do you give up on the baggy green?
No, definitely
Exactly.
not.
So I think he's going to stay in Shield cricket, but he's
Yeah.
going to have to fight for his place, man. It's a big
Yeah.
2 years.
Depends
for him.
what he probably obviously knows more about it than we do. Depends what
I'd
JL
say
said to him.
Well, he's actually
JL may have said something to him. Justin Langer may have said something to
maybe
him.
he's actually also withdrawn from playing for Toombul this weekend.
Oh, really?
Although I don't think Toombul will even play,
No.
but that was due to personal reasons. So there might be some stuff off field as well.
Hope he's
That's
okay.
got something to do with this. Yeah, of course. We hope him all the best, and we hope he gets back up there playing for Queensland
And Australia.
and Australia.
Brisbane Grammar old boy.
Yeah.
Get it done, son.
Now, boys, you're not too keen on this. I'm a little bit in the middle here.
We had a debate pre-show about this.
NRL 9s, of course, that's starting very soon. Pretty much every club's released their squads now. What are your boys' thoughts on this competition?
Yeah.
Is it a good idea?
Well,
It's in Perth as
Yeah,
well.
it is. Well, firstly, being in Perth, dumb decision. No one's going to go, meh.
That's the
I don't know, I'll
curveball.
give
I
it a
think
bit
people
of,
will go.
I'll give it a bit of like, I don't know. Perthians don't give a toss about rugby, if I'm honest, other than if it's the Box playing
No, if it's
the
Union.
Wallabies.
They like
Yeah,
Union because
Yeah.
of the big South African
exactly.
population there. But the thing that annoys me about the Nines is, as a Warriors fan,
Mm.
this is the competition that the Warriors are supposed to win, that maybe the minnows of the NRL
Mm.
are
Yeah.
supposed to win. Year after year, it just doesn't go that way.
Yeah.
I think South Sydney, they'll walk away with this.
Okay.
Or the Knights there without Caleb Honga.
I think
So you pretty much not
Yeah.
rule them out, but they are
I
significantly
think one to
undermanned.
watch is Cowboys with Brisbane Grammar, not really old boy, but he used to play for Brisbane Grammar School, Hamaso Tabuai Fidel.
Yeah.
He got called up. Absolute gun. I remember watching him. He was a year 11 when we were in year 12.
Yeah.
And then he left the following year
Yeah.
to go play for one of the North Queensland teams.
Well,
and
I
then
think
played for
that's why this competition's important, and that's the main importance. Is these younger guys
Test
get
out
a
your flashy
chance?
backs.
Well, they get a chance to show what they've got and hopefully play for a spot in the round one sides.
But isn't the better way of doing that in trial matches instead of a competition which
Yeah.
isn't really rugby league?
Although this is sort of a more televised phenomenon, sort of.
Phenomenon.
I just don't
Phenomenon?
think enough people care.
Well, the thing that annoys me too is I flicked it on the other day because I was really bored. You
Yeah,
have to
you must have
understand, Gussie, I was really bored. So
Okay.
on Fox Footy, they were showing the NRL 9s, the Auckland 9s from a few years back.
Yeah.
And they play like leagueies.
Yeah, they do.
And that annoys me.
Yeah.
You know, I think if they're smarter, play like they do in sevens.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Go
get them-
backwards to go forward.
Yeah.
Use the wings because
Yeah.
too often they just do the same thing where we'll track it up the middle for,
Yeah.
is it 4 tackles? And then on the
Yeah.
5th, I think you have to hand it over.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I think it's different in nines.
Also,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
shorter.
I don't
Again,
think. I think
tackle
nines is too many people on the field almost.
It's not, well,
Because you go for in union, you go from 15s to 7s, and then you go from 13 to 9s.
Fletch and
Kinda
Hindy a
weird.
few years back, they did a parody of that and released the Queenstown 2s.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Anyway, we'll be expecting to see some old faces in that.
Yeah,
in that
Corey
nines as
Parker.
well. Kurt Gidley, Corey Parker,
that-
Andrew Ryan.
I don't like
See,
that.
that annoys
I
me
think
a
it's
little
weird.
bit. It makes it a bit of a gimmick.
Yeah,
It does.
Too
but
much of a gimmick.
even code swaps. Nick Davis playing for the Roosters, former Sydney Swan player in the AFL.
Again,
look,
if the Roosters are letting him play, then how much does this competition
well,
really
I mean, the
mean?
Roosters have the World Club Challenge, so they don't really care about the nines.
Yeah,
it's
but
not their priority.
It's even
at all.
the same with the Bulldogs. They're bringing back Andrew Ryan. He
Yeah.
is ancient.
Yeah, yeah, he should be in a bloody retirement home at this stage. The last of our Fast Five, the Lions, of course. Now this was a big surprise. They defeat
Huge.
the premiers
Adelaide
Adelaide in the AFLW first round. Well, I already said it's a surprise. What did you boys think about this?
I think it's great signs for the Brisbane Lions. Obviously, they've had 2 losses. Not last season; they weren't in the final. But we're going into the 4th or 5th season in the AFLW.
4th, yeah.
4th. So those first 2 seasons, they were finalists, but they were the bridesmaids.
But CJ, their
Never the
pre-season form, not great.
No.
You know, they didn't show that they were going to be anywhere near this level when, again, defeating the defending champions. Technically, well, in a way, you're at the top of the pile now.
You are.
You know, or you are a team to beat.
They are.
This is a real showing of intent by the Lions women. So this is great stuff.
Yeah, I think they've got a target on their back now.
Yeah, that's the danger.
But I think they can get it done. I really hope we will be obviously talking to Emma Zielke later in this episode. Spoiler, you probably already know that by the title, but she is the AFLW captain of this side, and I think she can take them to the promised land.
Well, because they've been there or thereabouts before.
Yes.
Like you said before, 2 grand final losses. They know how to at least get there.
Yeah.
Can they go one step further?
Could we see this as this first round? Could that be a grand final at the end of the season?
Could be. We need a bit of a resurgence.
We
I
do.
think the word
We
is
do.
from the Lions W, but we'll see.
Yeah. Good signs.
Yeah, well, we do, of course, Campbell mentioned, we are interviewing Emma Zielke. Look, she played for UQ, very good player for UQ. She was the inaugural captain for the Brisbane Lions AFLW, and you can listen to what she had to say about her career and what she's doing right now. We are joined this week by Emma Zielke, the captain of the Brisbane Lions AFLW side. How are you, Emma?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Now, you've just come off quite a big victory against the reigning AFLW champs, the Adelaide Crows. What's the atmosphere like in the side right now?
Yeah, Saturday was really good. First round is always important to start well, which we did. So the atmosphere definitely in the change rooms after that game was very energetic, very excited. As you know, we had about, I think it was 9 new girls debut for our club. So again, on top of that, and getting the win, it was an exciting day all around for the club.
But Emma, would you say that beating the defending champs puts a target on your team's back going forward for the rest of the season?
Probably not. We're the small little team from Brisbane, so we don't really get ever talked about as going in as the favourites, as you might see throughout the season. So yeah, we probably don't have that on our back at all. We'll still be the underdogs, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, small teams can do a lot of things, and I'm sure you guys will. But from your guys' perspective, going into the season, before last week and now, what are, I guess, your goals for the season going ahead?
I mean, you have to set the bar high in terms of your goals, and our goal has always been to play in the premiership. That's what we want to do in 2020. That's what we want to do every time we pull on the jersey. So that's our goal this year, is to first and foremost make the finals and then go from there.
Well, you mentioned some of the new girls in the side this year. Who has impressed you so far?
All of them have actually. Craig has drafted such hardworking, amazing character people. have not complained once about the amount of work that we've had to put in. I'd probably say Orla from Ireland, Orla O'Dwyer, it's been very impressive. She's got a huge tank. She's fast. She's so fit. She's smashed everyone in the time trials. And the rate of her development has been so quick. It's amazing. So she's really impressed me as completely new to the game. Probably Natalie Grider. She's a second-year player now.
Mm-hmm.
She's just so competitive at training. I don't think she ever loses a one-on-one. Probably standing tall next to Kate Lutkin, she's learnt a hell of a lot from her, and you can see it coming into her game now. So she's been impressive as well.
Yeah, she certainly has been. And, you, her, a few other of the girls are about to make your 25th appearance for the side, M. Bates as well. How much does that mean to you, I guess, racking up these appearances? How much does that mean for you guys in the sport, your career, and I guess to the side as a whole?
Yeah, I think I only found out probably Tuesday that it was our 25th game for. I don't know exactly how many it is, but there's obviously there's 8 foundation members still left in our team, and I think maybe 6 of them have clocked up to 25. So it's actually quite special because obviously in the men's season it doesn't take 4 seasons to get to 25 games. So in the gist of things, it's been a long time coming, but it's really special, I suppose. It's a milestone game for us, if you can call it that. But the girls that have reached that, they're the foundation members and sort of the backbone of our team. So it's pretty special to be able to do it alongside those girls.
Yeah, it certainly would be. And, you're in quite a unique position as captain because, you were captain. Obviously, you were then not the captain and then reinstated again. How was that kind of a challenge for you? And did that take you by surprise by any chance?
No, it wasn't a surprise at all. It was because the first 2 years I was captain, it was we went to vote every single year, as we do, and every single year it was so close between Leah and myself and a couple of others. So it was always going to be either Leah or myself, maybe a couple of others in contention for it. And for the first 2 years, my name happened to be at the front of the list, and then the third year it was Leah's. So it was actually quite nice to take a step back and not have that C next to my name last year. It gave me a little bit of time for myself to sort of focus a little bit more on my game and the little things that I need to improve on, as well as parts of my leadership that needed to work on as well. So it was actually I was comfortable with it. But again, coming into 2020, I had no expectations to be the captain. I obviously put my name down to nominate in a leadership capacity, but and it just turned out that the girls voted me back in, and it's always a proud moment when you get the vote of your peers.
And being part of the AFLW in its inaugural season, not just as the captain, did you feel much pressure or a sense of responsibility to, inspire and set the tone for what the AFLW and the Lions were going to be about going forward?
Yeah, I suppose it does. It's more. I'm more interested in trying to inspire and set the standard for my own teammates, and what we're doing, because I feel like we're so important in the scope of the game. Like us girls now at Brisbane and now at the Gold Coast, we've got really young girls now looking up and inspiring to be on a list in Queensland. And probably before my time, girls were coming into AFL in Queensland at 16, 17 years old, and they're not growing up with a Sharon in their hands like the Victorians and the WA girls. And so for us, I think having this in place for the last 4 years, and it's going to be here to stay, is so important for the landscape of Queensland footy, because now you see millions of photos every week come out with these little girls with a Sharon in their hand from Queensland with our jerseys on, and that is going to do So that's going to hold the future of Queensland footy in such good stead, and that's what I'm probably the proudest of.
Well, how do you think Queensland footy might compare to the other states like New South Wales and Victoria?
Oh, look, as I mentioned, like we sort of started a little bit later, and now we're going to be starting earlier. So the skills and just the footy IQ is going to be 10 times better comes in the future. Everyone's learning at a younger age. I think we've still got our local league needs to develop as well. It's gone leaps and bounds from when I first started. The professionalism at QWAFL level now has gone to another level, but again, it can still improve. It's just got to get the whole community to buy in that these QWAFL clubs can be feeder clubs to the AFLW, and I think eventually we might go down the track of having, hopefully, getting involved in a national league at all year round, because I feel like at the moment the Victorian teams can train and play with each other all year round because they've got those VFL teams that are affiliated with their AFLW clubs. So I feel like that is a little bit of an advantage. As you can imagine, they're with their teammates 24/7. They learn more about them, whereas we sort of are together from November to April, and then it's like, okay, go back to your local club. We might have a couple of winter series games for you, and then we'll come back for AFLW. So I think we need to get to that stage, and I know that they're in talks at the moment on how they can get up to that level.
Yeah, well, you of course play in the QWAFL League with Coorparoo. How do you think this competition is as a whole? Do you think it's a good enough standard? Do you think the competition allows for the development of future Queensland stars?
Yeah, look, it's a good question, because I've been in this league for 13 years now, and compared to when I first started, it has gone. Improved in leaps and bounds, as I mentioned, and but there is still a lot to go, and we want to keep continuing that standard. The standard of footy itself is really good. It's still, again, we need those resources to make it even better. So more coaches, more incentive to want to coach. I don't think many of our coaches at this point in time even get paid. It's all volunteer work. And I know money's not always an incentive, but to get those really high quality coaches, sometimes it is. And that's another thing we need. I think we need more resources in the umpiring department, because sometimes it feels like we might get the lower grade umpires, and that frustrates you in the game sense. It might not look as great from a spectator's point of view when umpires are missing calls left, right, and centre. But I'm not having anything against them or anything like that. But we just need a lot more resources to go into it, and the AFL Queensland are constantly trying to do that for us. So it is at a good level at the moment, but I reckon it could get better.
Yeah, and you mentioned funding there and stuff like that. There's been recent talk about some of the AFL players, the AFL men's players, potentially subsidising some of their salary for the AFLW. How much does it impact you and other ladies on the team when you have to work, say, 9 to 3 and then go to training? How does that affect you as a professional in your game?
Oh, look, I think if we didn't have to go to work, like, everyone's different. Everyone's got different professions and times of starting. But personally speaking, I feel like if we didn't have to wake up at a certain time and go to work and sit down and be there for 8 hours, we could get in so much more recovery. We could get so much more sleep. We could actually spend time on our nutrition by cooking up. I know you've got to do time management, and that's what we're currently doing, but you could spend more time on the computers with your coaches, one-on-ones, learning more about the game. you can't sit there and say that it doesn't affect us at the moment. That's just life. We have to make money and pay the bills because it does affect you, and we're living it firsthand at the moment. But at the same time, you do have to manage your time, and we've done it for the last 3 years. We've just got to pave the way now for hopefully in the future that these younger girls coming through don't have to do it.
So, Emma, for the sport to continue to develop, you're asking for more funding from the AFL. Is that right?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, they'll ask for more time from us, and at the same time, you've got to come to a realisation. I think I'm probably speaking on behalf of some of the older girls. I'm 31 now, and if I am asked to do an extra 20 hours a week or 10 hours a week with AFLW, there comes a point where you do have to choose, will my employer, be supportive enough to let me take those extra 10 hours? Will I have to quit my job to choose AFLW, or do I just give away AFLW and focus on my full-time career? So it comes down to that, and you just have to buy into what is suiting you at that time of your life, I suppose.
You certainly do. And, I mean, Gillan McLaughlin, pull your finger out, mate. There's work to be done. How much pride does it bring you to be a part of this movement and, setting the way for future players in the sport? How much pride does that bring you?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. I think initially this league was meant to start this year in 2020. And at that time, 5 years ago when they were talking about this league, I was like, I'm probably not even going to get the chance to play at that level. So I'm super grateful that I've been a part of it for 4 years. And that fast tracking it from 2017 to where it is now. I mean, Gil made that call, and I'm grateful that he has. It's going to take a lot more time and effort and to build those pathways and what we're doing now. But it's going to hold the game in good stead. And for these younger girls coming through, I'd love to be a probably 13, 14-year-old footy player right now because they're going to be coming into the game when it's in its prime.
Well, of course, you do a little bit of coaching work for the Queensland under-18s. Is this maybe a future career goal for you to maybe coach an AFLW side?
Yeah, I have done some coaching. Haven't been able to do it for a while now just because I'm too busy. But, yeah, it's definitely a passion of mine, coaching, especially Queenslanders. I just really am passionate about Queensland footy. And I want to see it get better, and I want it to be one of the premier competitions in nationally. So yeah, I would love to be a coach one day, but yeah, that's going to take a lot of time and effort for me to get up to speed with the new coaching courses. I know I've got my level 2, but that was a long time ago, and there's a million different things that are going on now that I need to get up to speed with. So. Yeah, I'm probably going to approach the Brisbane Lions probably at the end of my career, which who knows when that is, and ask them, can I sit in on some meetings with Fags and the coaching staff and just be a sponge in the back of the room and just learn from them first and foremost, and I'm sure they'll be very supportive of that.
And you spoke about the league growing. We've seen the league expand during the last off-season. What is the potential of this league going forward? Is the sky the limit?
Yeah, I think it is. Like we've already seen, AFLW is there's no rules to it. It's just anything can happen, and we've seen that week in, week out. That there's just new things that come about that you don't see in the men's league. So I think, yeah, the sky is the limit. There's one day there will be 18 clubs with an AFLW license, and I'm sure that's not that far away. But we do need to let it settle for now. We need to let girls develop at this higher level. We need all of the resources we can get to get the time and effort into these girls to become elite athletes. And from there, the more time we are at our footy clubs, the better this competition is going to be.
Yes, certainly. And I mean, even in the inception of this concept of the league, the AFL women's exhibition matches and stuff like that, you played a bit of, I guess, musical chairs between a few clubs with Melbourne and the Dogs. And me as a Dogs fan, what was it like being at the club there? And, what was that kind of early stages of women's professional football. Sorry, what was that kind of like, that stage, that period?
Well, yeah, it's funny because back then that was the one game that you were striving for. We were talking about it with a couple of the girls the other week, actually, about how we were just so excited just to try and play. It was one selection game out of the whole year to try and get drafted to one of these clubs, and that was the pinnacle at the time. So that was all that we were focused our energy on. And yeah, it was great to be a part of something different, and you're not with your national academy, you're playing with the Victorians, you're playing with the Perth girls, and it was great at the time. And I got coached by Michelle Cowan, which was amazing just to hear from another coach, just to learn new things. And you do get, I remember I got a lot out of it in just from one weekend from Michelle, and then also Craig when he was coaching at the Bulldogs. So yeah, it was really exciting time actually, and playing in those stadiums are pretty cool too.
And do you think the AFLW would have come about if it weren't for those exhibition matches?
I don't think so, no. I think that was the foundation of it. When I think they would have seen, there was one game, I think, between the Bulldogs and Melbourne at Whitten Oval, and it was packed. And I think Mo Hope kicked a couple of, 6 goals or something, and the crowd was going crazy. And at that stage, no one knew anyone. So I think that was a light bulb moment for the AFL to go, hey, look, this is actually exciting, and there's people here just to watch these girls. And that was probably a light bulb moment, I think.
Well, thank you very much, Emma, for having a chat with us today, and good luck in your clash against the Geelong Cats on Sunday.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
That was an outstanding interview with Emma Zielke. What did you boys think about it?
She was good, eh?
Yeah, she was awesome.
That was good fun. She
works for Churchy, so we won't hold that against her, but...
we did have to disclose that before the interview. Just get that out of the way. Get the awkwardness out of the way.
I wonder what Churchy boys think about BBC and BGS. It's probably not a lot of love.
Mate, from playing them through the years, I think I have a fairly good idea.
Yeah. Can't imagine.
Anyway,
for words.
Good luck to her and the girls this weekend, though, eh?
100%. They're flying high.
They are. Massive result last week, but let's continue that rich reign of form, eh?
Against Geelong.
Yeah, Geelong.
Cats.
The Cats.
Wow.
That's beautiful. Anyway,
thank you.
We're going to be discussing some more of those, those headlines in the world of sport this week, and we'll start off with there's a little bit of a saga, a little stump mic saga.
It's not a saga, mate.
Just a controversy.
It's a one-off
controversy, saga, whatever.
Controversy.
Saga,
but there was a
it means that there's multiple of it.
Exactly.
Well, it might happen again. You never know.
It's like the Twilight Saga.
Okay.
Star Wars saga.
All right.
Anyway,
fine. Controversy.
Are you a Twilight fan, by the way, Finn?
I'm not. No.
Closet Twilight fan?
No, I'm not.
No.
Blink once if you are.
Damn it!
He blinked.
Anyway, again, this non-saga,
Yes.
one solo incident was the run-out fail.
Yeah.
Australia versus India. It was a T20.
The Women's World Cup.
Yeah.
It was a warm-up.
Oh, no, it's
No,
warm-up because that starts on the 15th.
it was
It's a
a
T20. It was a T20 tri-series.
Tri-series final?
Game. Yeah, I think so.
I think it was.
Game between Australia and India. The women. Run-out chance for India, and it hit the stump mic and deflected away from the stumps.
It was going on middle.
Yeah, Meg Lanning was out by about 5 meters.
A mile.
Yeah.
Terrible running. Should not have gone. It was one of those, yep.
She got absolutely barbecued there. Just left out to dry.
Man, it's pretty frustrating though, eh? Even from a fan's point of view, because at the end of the day, you want the right things to happen during a game of sport, and this obviously was not that.
You can get the DRS, get the eagle eye in.
Yeah, exactly.
So pitching in line, yep. Umpire's call.
Umpire's call, no doubt. No, but
you can stick with your call. You're on screen now.
Exactly, but I don't know. Should they give it out?
No,
there be some?
The bails need a fall. You see a lot of the time in
it gets
cricket.
schnicked.
Yeah,
not even that, mate. What we've seen recently during the Big Bash even is
it smashes the stumps. They light up, but they don't go off.
They don't go, and
that's the rule. You can't
obviously
change it.
The controversy throughout the BBL that the bails were actually weighted, I think, twice as much as what like a Test cricket
Got to
bail
fit
was.
those AAA batteries in them, for the zingers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm
See-
not sure, hey.
CJ, that doesn't make them lighter, or
No.
it doesn't.
No, but
not
I thought
change
they
the weight.
compensated it with the rest of the bail not being as heavy, but I don't know.
Unfortunately, not.
Mm.
CJ.
So were they
Unfortunately.
the bails actually heavier? Because I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were. I really hope they were, because otherwise I'm speaking out of my ass right now. But I'm pretty sure they
yeah.
were.
Yeah, wow. Because that's pretty.
But
that's
even
pretty
I don't
still,
big.
think they are,
That's
but yeah.
that's a whole nother issue.
Yes.
This issue here is the ball
stump
doesn't
height.
even get to the stumps when, to the laws of physics, it should. It was bang on. It was going for middle peg.
I'm surprised it still hit the stump mic and still didn't follow through. Like it completely deviated.
Yeah, it got
Yeah.
right underneath.
And then
the
she had
stump
the
mic.
audacity, the cheek to go for another.
Yeah, she
another
did.
run. She's
I was-
like, hang about, I can get another here.
That's
Hop
Meg
up and
Lanning.
go.
That's Meg Lanning.
That's why
smarts
she's
there.
the skipper.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
To be fair, you got to play, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Play,
exactly.
play to the whistle, as we
Exactly.
were taught throughout.
But surely at that point, you've run the first one. You've almost been run out by half a pitch. I don't think you'd go for a second, would you?
Oh, you gotta.
Surely you're consolidating. You're going, oh my god!
I just got
I
away
was
with
almost run out in the final. I probably shouldn't take a single on this
No,
overthrow.
see,
Nah.
that's not sport, man. That's not sport. You play to the whistle.
Yep.
So she's not out. The ball isn't dead. Go for it.
No,
Yeah.
I understand that. I just if it was me in that situation,
I'd be
I
scared.
probably would be scared to go a second because I
Yeah.
would have almost been run out.
To be fair, Gussie, I don't think you're going to play for the Australian
women's.
women's team anytime soon.
No.
Hey,
What's
goals.
the weirdest thing you guys have seen watching sport? Because to be fair, in my opinion, that's pretty well up there.
Mm.
And
Oh.
we haven't spoken about this before. This
No.
is
You put us
Off-
on the spot
off
here.
the cuff, on the spot. But
Weirdest thing I've seen in sport.
You see some strange reactions to when streakers run onto the field.
I
Don't you?
mean, Simon's shoulder charging.
Oh, that-
that
that's
was turned down
iconic.
for an ad recently.
yeah.
They put it in the ad,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
was-
weird because it's in the Night Watchman intro.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fine there.
iconic. Like I just love sportsmen reacting to streakers. They're just like,
Just
what's
line
going
'em
on?
up.
And a lot of them act like normal people would.
Yeah,
Just like Simon's just dropped him, dropped the shoulder, and
that's him though.
oh yeah,
I think I went to the
needs more Cairo.
Yeah.
I went to the West Tigers versus Rabbitohs last year at Bankwest Stadium.
Yeah,
And it was quite a boring game.
Mm.
A really, really dry game. Not much going on. And didn't get exciting until two streakers, or one streaker I think it was,
Oh, yeah.
ran on the pitch wearing a Souths jersey, rapping the boys.
of
Nothing
course.
but a South
Now,
Side.
keep in mind, at Bankwest Stadium.
Letting it all hang loose.
yeah,
Put it all out on show.
Just the jersey. No, he was fully clothed. He's a gentleman.
he's a kind streaker. He's
Exactly.
not going to show everyone.
No, but now at Bankwest Stadium, they basically have like 8
It's quite tall, isn't it? Like the
It's steep, yeah, really steep. Like I was about 30 rows back, but I was like 10 meters from the field.
Still got a great glimpse of it though.
Too much.
Yeah,
no,
too much. Too much impact.
No, he ran 70, gents. 'Cause-
Wow.
Yeah, he went the
about that?
distance. And again, keep in mind, nothing much happened in this game other than George Burgess, if you remember
Yeah.
Gusman. He got picked for eye gouging.
Yeah.
I think it was Robbie Farah. But
Okay.
basically, at Bankwest, there's a security guard on each like corner and like one in between everyone.
It's definitely
That
not
makes sense?
enough.
Not enough.
No.
So this guy saw the gap,
Yeah.
ran it,
Took his opportunity.
took his opportunity, Gusman, and he went 70. Now,
You reckon you can make it?
oh,
yeah,
God,
I reckon, yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
I've always thought I could.
To be fair,
when the security guards are 30 metres apart from each other, like...
and to be fair,
Most of the time, the big lads do.
exactly, they're
Yeah.
big
Carrying a
boppers.
few extra kgs.
I'd have to stretch first because I
Yeah.
haven't sprinted in a while.
Yeah, true, you might pull something.
But at this game, just before I finish on this streaker story, he like split two security guards to the point where they ran into each other.
Chuck the goosey in.
No,
Put the right foot in the dirt.
No, he just kept running and they couldn't
Sold
catch
some
him.
Oh,
candy.
wow.
And then another security guard came at him,
Yeah.
tried stepping him, but he slipped.
Oh, no.
So he took out the
Couldn't get
security-
any purchase on the Banquist
No.
No.
the field there.
But he took
The
out
turf isn't good.
the security guard's legs.
Oh,
with,
good on him.
Took him out.
with his torso.
I love that.
So I'm guessing that was the highlight of that game for you.
God, yeah,
Oh,
mate.
definitely.
Still, the stadium. That was my first time there. Very nice.
Speaking of security guards having a little bit of an impact on the actual game, do you boys remember back in the BBL a couple years ago when that
When he
security
took the
guard
catch?
took a catch? Yeah.
That was awesome.
And he
you see
became-
the Kiwi one who got hit in the international?
Oh, did he?
He he got just missed him or something because they're not allowed to look at the game,
Yeah.
really. And he was looking, and then it landed. I can't remember if it hit his head or if it landed like just to the side of him or
well-
something like that. It was in an international. It was like New Zealand versus
I mean,
England or something like
This
that.
this Adelaide security guard,
Yeah.
he was watching every second of this because he took an absolute
No,
perler.
it wasn't-
He turned around and just
No, it wasn't
straight in
even
the
that,
bread
mate.
basket.
Yeah, it was exactly that. So
It
he
was
was still
in the bread
He
basket.
was sitting down.
Mm.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those one-handed,
Screamers.
Janvatory screamers. You know what I mean? Like he was sitting down in his chair, which I might add, for security guards, they are far too small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they whip off the bottom
They're like
half.
they're like a poor man's camp stretcher, aren't they?
Pretty much,
Like,
yeah.
they are quite bad.
Mm.
But yeah, he just slightly turned the body. In fact, I don't even think he did that.
Mm.
I genuinely think it just came to his lap.
You see when the reporter, what was her name? Her husband's Ben Cutting, or her partner's Ben Cutting.
Yeah, I don't know her name, but
that was funny.
That was funny. Hey,
Yeah.
that was the post-match interview too.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw
That
that
was
the other
pretty
day because they were interviewed by the professor,
Yes, they
Cutting
were.
and Chris Len.
Yeah.
That was a very good
What's
watch.
her name?
Yeah, wow.
I can't remember what her name. But
I
yeah,
don't
she
know.
nearly got hit by.
So
Was it Cutting that hit the ball too?
yeah, I think so.
He nearly hit
And
it
I
with his
think she
fiancée.
said something like, he's not getting the feed tonight.
In the
or-
doghouse.
Yeah, he's in the doghouse tonight.
Yeah.
Mate, as aspiring journalists, we're not doing journos justice here, are we?
No.
We don't know her name.
No,
No.
They need to be front and centre.
they
I
do.
think.
Make
Yeah.
journos great again.
Change the landscape of sport and make journos front and centre.
Make
I'd
journos
like it.
great again.
I mean, speaking of cricket, we just had a little bit of an awards night where David Warner took out the
Yeah, we spoke
the top
about that
prize,
earlier.
didn't he?
He won the Allen Border Medal. We spoke about that earlier, how we potentially don't think he deserved it. Did we
Yeah.
speak about this earlier?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We
The fast
mentioned
five.
it.
Yeah.
But the funny story out of this whole thing was
Yeah.
the newspaper the next day. Right, Elise Perry and
Front
David
page.
Warner, of course, front page here. And David Warner's standing a little bit taller than Elise Perry, when in actuality, the photo
Wait,
is completely different.
It's the
David
opposite.
Warner looks like a son.
Yeah, he
so,
does look like a
for
kid.
the record, Elise Perry, she won the Belinda Clark Award.
Yes.
So that's basically
Best
the
female.
equivalent award.
Yeah.
Best female cricketer across all formats. But yeah, she is a tall lass.
Which
She's
I'll
quite-
say again, justly. She justly deserved that.
She did. She's a very good cricketer.
Yeah.
And I think her story coming from, I think it was 16, didn't she
Yeah.
debut, was it for Sydney FC?
She's just,
Yeah.
Well, she played
and all the
Matildas.
Socceroos?
She played Matildas, yeah.
Exactly. So
Um,
for her to,
Played at the last World Cup, I think.
not the most recent one.
No,
No,
the 2014
Brazil,
one.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for her to dominate in two different sports,
Yeah.
or at least succeed,
Mm.
is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, but again,
Yeah.
this photo,
It's pretty
so
funny in the Australian,
It is
wasn't
funny, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the Australian, but it had depicted David Warner.
They
as
like
being,
flipped it.
Yeah, so standing in real life, Warner's about a head shorter, maybe
Yeah.
half a head
On
shorter.
her left.
Exactly.
Shorter.
But they flipped it, and I think media or people are buying into this a bit too much. Like I don't know why they've done it, but
I don't know why they did it either.
I don't think it was a gender thing.
No.
I think it was.
I
I
think
think
that-
it was quite just a bloke not thinking, or a
I don't know
woman not
why
thinking.
on earth they did it.
Maybe they're trying to make David Warner feel a little bit better. Of course,
Dude, he's got his
He's got his OLED TV.
If I
Dude,
wasn't a
shortly-
cricketer,
He'd be working at Woolies.
if I wasn't a cricketer, I'd probably still be working at Woolworths.
Well,
Good on you, Davey.
Short people need all the help they can get.
He can barely talk either, so I mean,
Yeah, actually,
he's got to have his height.
that's my statement for you, CJ. What's wrong with short people? Huh?
That's up. We're like the same height, mate.
We
I'm
are
a little
actually.
bit taller.
That is true, actually. Are you though?
I'm heads and
Take
shoulders
it.
above
You know
you
what
two.
it's like. Take a little bit. You're not shoulders.
I'm
champion.
heads and shoulders above you two, and I'm not even that tall.
Look, I'm accepting of that, but I am not accepting of the fact that I'm the shortest of the three. CJ,
I think you are.
I'm at
pal.
least 6 foot.
-3.
That's generous.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
you let your hair out, and you're about.
It gives me an extra
Yeah.
inch, pal.
See, I let my hair out, but it's going too far back that it just looks
Yeah.
really
It's
like,
going off
You're
the
just
back of your
trying
head.
too much.
Again, if we start recording these things, I'm going to be the hat guy.
You're that hat guy.
Yeah.
I already am, and my hair's
I
not.
know. So
we're
we're
both wearing hats, and
We're
you're
going to
not.
have to change that.
Yeah.
Bit of a change of the dynamic. Yeah.
Changing of the guard. Yeah, but I don't know whether it was a gender thing. I don't think it was
I think it was just a
consciously
mistake. He
gender
went
thing.
that person first and that person second. Just
Yeah.
tried to fit him into the
Yeah.
thing.
I don't know. I think it was quite I don't know. I didn't.
It would have been
still.
an accident. They wouldn't have deliberately done that.
No.
See, what they should have done is just simply upload the photo of Elise Perry
Yes.
standing next to Warner.
Yeah.
Oh, they put it in the. It was in the top corner.
it was.
Yeah, it's alright. They cut out the outside and then they
Yeah.
flipped it, which is kind of weird to do anyway. Why didn't they just cut out the outside and go bang?
Exactly.
That's it.
They made life harder for themselves.
Yeah,
by
they
flipping it
took
around.
an extra step.
But again, I at least hope or think that it was a
I hope so.
spur of the moment
Mm.
poor decision. I
Yeah.
don't think it was someone going, he's a man, he should be taller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
I
disagree
really
with
hope.
that.
I
Yeah.
really hope they
Especially
didn't
as a 5'8" again, that's generous. 5'8" male.
Generous.
Men
Yeah.
don't always have to be taller. And
No.
that's okay,
Yeah.
CJ. That's
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very secure.
I'm still smiling. Yeah, I'm not insecure about it at all.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Anyway.
I'm fine. As well in cricket, we did have the bushfire charity match. It did go ahead,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. Interesting game.
Yeah, plenty of good fielding from the Fireys. I reckon the Brisbane Heat might be signing a few contracts out to some of these firefighters.
But
They were doing some good stuff at short fine leg and
But
deep third man and
someone
stuff
they
like
won't be
that.
signing, I think we can say that with full confidence, is Cam Smith.
No.
Yeah.
Of course, the former
Couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo.
Kangaroos, Maroons, and current Storm skipper. And he well out of his depth.
Got to
Oh,
stick
yeah.
to rugby league. I
He
reckon.
got
should.
out first ball, but obviously they were implementing the first ball freebie
Yeah.
rule.
Because that makes
Because-
sense.
No,
Yeah.
it was quite funny though, because I saw a clip of he was trying to chase down a ball. He was standing on the boundary and he's
Yeah.
trying to chase one down and dive and stop it so it doesn't
Mhm.
obviously go for 4. And he looked awkward.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's because I think you're conditioned to watching him run with a
Well, I mean, he's not a
League
big
ball.
he's not a big runner anyway.
no, but it's like his running style. It was very like
Was it leggy?
like no, it was like his arms were very like cocked.
He's
and
like,
they were
there's
just
not a ball
yeah.
here. What do I do?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it looked awkward, but
Looked
I
out of
think
his
it's because
element.
he was out of his element. But again, it was a gimmick in a sense.
Yeah.
It was good to see Sachin Tendulkar and Brian Lara in
Yeah,
yeah.
Brian Lara
green,
played
and,
well.
green and gold, I might add.
Yeah.
I wish we would have, well, not us, but I wish Australian cricketers would have
Back
seen
in the 80s.
Yeah, would have seen that way back when. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, I kind of liked it. It was a few weeks ago now, but the Andy Lee was playing in the game, but the Adelaide one.
no, it wasn't the Adelaide.
What was it?
No, it was the
No, that was in the New
it
Zealand
was
one.
the New Zealand Smash or whatever they call
Yeah.
it. But basically, that's a cricket match, which I would love to see something similar
Yeah.
down under. Ex cricketers from New Zealand
Mm.
versus ex rugby players.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I don't know
I-
why
no,
he was playing in it.
I think it's called the Black Clash, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he-
Bad name.
Yeah.
Why do you guys just choose the most inappropriate
No,
names?
I think it's because of the All
You,
Blacks.
you were really like towing the line sometimes
Yeah,
where you're like,
Black Clash."
I'd
Yeah.
steer clear of
It's
it.
something like that. But I think just inviting him because it's a gimmick thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not selective.
But wouldn't you go like Jono and Ben? You know what I mean?
Oh, that'd be funny.
yeah, like why would you go Andy Lee?
Because he's actually a decent cricketer, as we saw
Yeah,
now.
he took
I'm
a
not sure,
good catch.
I'm not sure if you guys have seen it. Well, sounds like
Mm.
you have. If you haven't, Gusman, and I guess people listening at home, if you haven't, give it a watch because
Yeah.
he catches an absolute screamer,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah. Oh,
On the
yeah.
boundary.
I've seen it.
No,
Yeah.
it was like a one-handed,
Mm.
I think 5 meters from the side, rope type thing.
Yeah, it was
Oh
good.
no, insane.
I want to talk about it quickly. There's been a lot of chat. Obviously, we had Emma Zielke on today from the AFLW. On the back of this kind of season, there's been lots of chat about whether the AFL should be changing its name to the AFLM. What do you guys think about this?
Well, I think if they were to do it, it would be such a significant step
Mm-hmm.
in sport globally,
Yes.
and the AFL would always be known for that. Now, I don't think they should do it for that reason,
No.
but that's a fact.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused. Don't people already know what the AFL and the AFLW? Can't
It
they
is-
already distinguish those two? Do you need
is,
to
but-
add
Yeah, but why
AFLM?
should it? But is it discriminatory to be like, this is the AFL and then this is the AFL for women's? Should be the
Do-
AFL
do
for men
people-
and the AFL for women's.
But do people think like that?
Well, it's a similar,
No, but it's more of a respect thing,
it's
right?
it's a similar thing.
Okay, I feel like it's a real minor
Yeah,
detail
but
that
also
people,
you're not a woman and you don't know how it feels to be like that.
If we go back
Right?
to cricket for
Yeah.
a second, if I go, who are the Australian cricket team? You're instantly going to go men.
Yeah.
That's not well, that's not a right thing.
No.
It's not right that we've been conditioned to, I guess, grow up that way.
Mm.
The AFL, I think they've since said, CJ,
Yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong,
they've said they're not doing
they're
it.
not going to do it
At least at this
at
point
this
in time.
stage.
all I'm saying is that there are far more important things to focus on than changing the name of the league.
No, but it
There's
gives it a
far
little
more
bit.
important
Well, I think-
things that the AFL can be doing for women's football.
Oh,
Well,
100%. That's
well,
not the argument,
Emma
but
touched on, right?
still. Yeah,
She-
exactly.
They
100%.
they need funding.
They do. And
They-
I mean, as we said in the interview as well, some of the AFL, I guess, M players are considering subsidising some of their salary,
Yep.
depending on what the next broadcast deal is, subsidising some of their salary for the AFLW, which would be really cool to see, I think. I also think it would be good PR from the AFL.
Yeah, it'd be great PR,
Mm.
but that's not a reason.
It's not a
you should
reason
do
to
this.
do it, 100%. But
Exactly,
also, it's
so-
hard to change your brand and the imaging that you've been doing for.
Well,
I mean, it's not forever because they were the VFL. So
Mate, do it for the right reasons.
exactly,
If
100%.
anyone from the AFL is by chance listening to this, do it for the right reasons.
Exactly.
Don't do it for money. Don't do it for fame.
No.
do it for the right reasons.
Exactly. We'll talk about Reds quickly. What have you made of their first 2 outings of the season?
Mate, it's disappointing, eh? It's pretty grim because
I think it's disappointing, but I also think they've been close games against 2 good teams.
2 good teams. I think the Brumbies, who were their round 1 opponents, they look like the team to beat from the Australian Conference, which I might add is not saying much.
It's not that hard to beat.
No, because
honestly.
I watched their game last week. They played the Melbourne Rebels.
Yeah.
They started well. They looked okay, but the Rebels looked terrible to the point where it's like, well, Western Forest, where are they? You know,
I mean, the Rebels lost to the Sunwolves. So if that's our
I think
sort
Sunwolves
of...
are all right. I don't mind Sunwolves.
No, they played in Fukuoka. It's a good stadium, that.
Oh, really? You know from experience, pal.
Yeah.
No.
First-hand experience.
Yeah.
No, but losing to the Lions, the Lions in Joburg.
Very good squad, though.
I might add Ellis Park.
Ellis Park.
There we go. That's what I'm trying to emulate.
That's a tough place to win, though.
Mate, that is, I think, one of, if not the hardest place in World Rugby to win.
To only lose by 3 points, was it?
No, it was a bit more.
7
3
points.
points was against
3
the
points was the
Brumbies.
first one, yeah. That's
27-20, I think. But I might add, on top of that, very intimidating place. But it was quite sad to see that there was next to no one there.
Yeah, strange.
Now, I don't know if that's more of a reflection on South African rugby or more likely Australian rugby. And I guess that's a good time to, plug ET.
Yes.
Campbell and I sat down earlier in the week and talked about Australian rugby and I guess the state that's in.
South Africa as well. South African rugby as well.
South African rugby is involved in that, but I guess if we go back to this episode,
yes,
South African rugby is thriving.
It is.
You know, it's never been better.
No,
in a way.
Stormers look like probably the best team in the comp at the
but
moment,
also
I would say.
Also the Stormers,
definitely.
I would say that.
Their first game of the season against the Canes, Hurricanes, they didn't even get a massive crowd.
Oh,
You
they
think?
did.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
they did.
it was a pretty good crowd there.
Yeah, but like I was looking around. It wasn't like sold out. It wasn't full to the brim. There were a lot of people there, but I mean, you have World Cup stars playing for that Stormers side.
It's a big stadium,
against
to be fair.
a good New Zealand side or a decent New Zealand
They're
side.
looking pretty...
A great New Zealand
They're
side.
looking pretty average, especially what they did to Peter Steph Toit the other day.
Can we not talk about the Hurricanes, please?
They were looking dreadful, my friend. They looked
But I
bad.
just thought there might be a little bit more support.
Yeah,
I thought they might have gotten a sellout for the first game of the season with all these stars.
Could be a cost thing.
exactly. Look,
Maybe, yeah.
that'll grow throughout the season. That's habit. That's normal. But speaking about the Reds, I mean, even speaking about them a few months ago now, we expected them to be a young experimental side even.
Yeah.
And that's
exactly
what we've got.
Exactly. I would have thought I didn't expect them to win against the Brumbies. I would have liked it. They got close and they probably should have won the game.
Yep.
I would not expect them to win against the Lions, especially seeing as they're probably the team to beat at the moment. Also, Fraser McWright is injured. I don't know if he'll get a run
Is
in.
he that much of a factor?
No.
for the Reds?
But
I think
still, he may be in the first team plans, but
we've mentioned this guy before. But Harry Wilson has had a really good start to
very good start
to his Super Rugby career.
Yeah.
He scored a try in his first game, of course.
He did.
He's probably been one of the standout young players in that Red squad.
Again, he's a good player, but he can't do it all on his own, especially not from number 8. So
Exactly.
I think they're blessed to have someone like Tate McDermott at 9. He scored last week against the Lions. Actually, it was a go-ahead try, but they couldn't hold on. Still a bit experimental with Isaac Lucas.
Yeah.
Bryce Hegarty's in and out.
And Jock playing 10 as well.
Jock there, and it's like it's a bit at the moment. You know what I mean? It's a bit confusing. But still positive showings.
Yeah, for sure.
They're building, and I think with the strength of the Australian Conference, and again, if you're not familiar with Super Rugby, because let's face it, it changes every year.
Yep.
If you top your conference, you automatically qualify for the playoffs, for the finals. So basically, all they have to do is top it.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of time to do that.
Yeah.
Next up is the Jaguares in Buenos Aires, and then they're back. Jaguares. That's what they like to be called, mate.
Really?
Yeah, they're
Basically the Jaguars, mate.
Yeah.
The Jaguars.
No, because of their South American
Jaguars.
Jaguares. It's and I'm not even saying it close to the right, to be fair.
Jaguars, mate. Stick
Jaguars.
Stick to that,
in Buenos Aires, which to be fair looks
Buenos Aires.
it looks like one of the
Jaguars.
The
more
Tigers, mate. The stripy tigers. Spotty tigers. What are they? Spotty tigers?
the cheetahs.
They're cheaters.
No,
They're called the Roosters.
Roosters. Yeah, the cheetahs.
That's funny.
Bazinga.
No,
Thank
but
you.
Buenos Aires to me looks like one of the more fascinating places to play rugby. I'm not sure if you guys have
pretty
watched
cool.
much Jaguares rugby, but
Not really,
because
no.
it's a football stadium. So they've got the the fences in between the crowd.
Oh, that's cool.
and
Okay.
the,
Do you know what stadium they play at?
I wish you'd asked me that beforehand.
Sorry,
so
pal. I didn't know we
look
were
it up.
going to get onto the
Neither did I, to be
Hagarates.
fair.
No.
And then they're back home the week after against the Moondogs. So, yeah, can't wait for that. The Sunwolves.
It's fun
Interesting.
times.
Well, speaking of another Queensland or Brisbane side, the Brisbane Roar, they won a dramatic game against the Adelaide United.
Come on, you Raw.
This is the first time they've won back-to-back games at Suncorp in almost 2 years as well.
March 2018, mate, and it's
Dylan, you beauty.
He didn't,
yeah.
he didn't do
He-
overly much.
Hey,
to
well,
be fair.
okay, Tommy Aldred, you beauty.
no.
Scored his first goal
For the club.
Brisbane, yeah.
Mm.
Look, the driving factor in this Raw team at the moment is Scotty McDonald. Man,
Yeah,
he has
you reckon?
been.
He
Yeah.
made the team of the week.
He did, and he played sublime last week against Adelaide. But he's come in as a January signing, left Western United, former Celtic legend, I might add. I remember watching Celtic played the Raw at Suncorp.
Wow.
Do you remember that?
Strange. No, I do not.
I
remember
don't know.
Yeah, no, it was a really good. It was during that period of the A-League where they were attracting teams down under. So I saw Celtic play the Raw one year. Then
Liverpool played
Is
them.
this like when,
Then-
like Liverpool
No, it
or
was-
like when Chelsea played here or stuff like that?
wasn't it
Before that?
It was like 5 years before that.
Oh, wow.
And saw Celtic play in Everton came the year
Oh,
after.
yeah,
So
cool.
it was like Timmy Cahill.
I remember Arsenal
then-
came once.
Chelsea came to play Sydney FC. Juventus came
To the A-League
against
All-Stars.
A-League All-Stars.
yes.
I remember that.
I remember that too. That was a
sharp.
close game, wasn't it?
Uh,
From my memory. It was like 1-0 or
I think it was
something.
close
Or
to the
2-1.
first few
Paul
minutes.
Pogba,
2-1
Paul
or
Pogba
something.
running out.
But yeah, I think my highlight out of that has to be Liverpool and not the Brisbane match, the one
The
in Melbourne.
MCG. Yeah.
And I remember, I think it was like a Wednesday afternoon. Dad picked me up at 3 p.m., drove to the airport, went to the game that night,
Sick.
and then was back at school. He made me go to the last 2 periods of the day.
Oh, that's cruel,
yeah,
isn't it?
and it was like multimedia.
Yeah, it's like,
It was like,
why do you even show up?
Father, do you hate me? Like
We're
seriously.
working in multimedia now, so to be fair.
To be fair, yeah, but back
I
there,
stopped
back-
it.
You can thank your father for your career, mate.
Literally didn't
Maybe.
do multimedia after year 8. It was just gone.
Yeah,
Didn't
no,
even think
fair
about
play.
it.
But no, this game again, MCG packed, and I know
You'll
you
never
weren't a
walk
fa-
alone, pal.
In the ET last week, you weren't the biggest fan of oval stadiums for rectangular sports, but
No, I'm not.
man, for this one, it was awesome. Like You'll Never Walk Alone was as loud as I think I've ever heard it
Yeah, wow.
on TV. I think even well, yeah, on TV. Of
I
course.
didn't have the volume. I turned it up to 100.
No, but you know what I mean. Like
You'll never walk alone.
I think even Steven Gerrard, he said something like that was the best rendition of it he's ever heard. Seriously,
It's
and
pretty cool.
because it was 90,000 people.
Yeah.
And
Fair
that,
enough.
I think that game finished 2-0.
Probably like one of their top
Yeah.
top attendances ever.
I mean,
Well,
if we
Australia
got-
just have ginormous stadiums. That's it.
No,
isn't it?
Giano Stadium.
yeah.
Stadium.
basically.
But
Like-
I mean, they have a
Optus.
lot of quite
Yeah.
they have
No,
a-
they are quite big.
See,
How many does Suncorp fit?
50.
45.
Yeah, 45, 50. But like
Gabba's like
stadiums in
60.
England,
Yeah.
stadiums in England, Bournemouth, 10,000.
Well, they're
Yeah.
the smallest in the league.
Yeah.
So,
And to be fair, they're
But,
going down. So
yeah.
I'm just
hopefully not.
saying, yeah, they got small
see,
stadiums.
you,
there.
Yeah.
you compare that to a few years ago. I went up to Epi to watch. I think it was Western Pride or Ipswich Knights. Their first team, they played the formidable
Yes.
All Whites from New Zealand. No word of a lie, and it was a gold. It was a gold coin donation. Like
The state of New Zealand
the
football.
state of New Zealand football, mate. Seriously, that could be a podcast in its own right.
That is
could be.
dreadful. Anyway, I mean, back on the Raws game, they actually came from 1-0 down.
Mate, Halloran.
Is-
It was
yeah,
an absolute
is-
Benny.
blinder.
Is this
Benny, oh boy.
is this a new sort of chapter for the Brisbane Roar that they're able to come back from adversity like this? They were 1-0 down,
Look,
58 minutes gone,
Yeah.
and they managed to salvage a victory.
Well,
out
yeah,
of it.
Mirza, he scored his first goal 10
Yeah.
minutes after that.
Yeah.
I think it was the,
Maradovic, yeah.
yeah, it was great resilience.
I think
by the
this
lads, eh?
Yeah, this
And I
is
think
definitely a victory that you could probably build your season on.
it's
Yeah.
something they haven't shown in the earlier parts of the season. The
Mhm.
fact that they can come against adversity, come against going behind, and claw their way back.
To be fair,
Yeah.
can we remember? This is Newcastle, right? Oh, it was Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Sorry, Adelaide. Okay, fair enough.
Mate, they're a good team.
They are a good team.
They're,
Yeah. I've been on their back.
That was a 6-pointer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Adelaide,
that's fair, actually.
Adelaide going into that were 5th, 5
Yeah.
points ahead of the Roar.
They still stay in 5th.
think
Roar are in the top 6
Yeah, 2
now,
points
which is
ahead.
interesting.
Yeah, so
Bit of momentum.
actually
Keep
they've
it
got a
going.
massive game this week. So
Yeah.
it's another 6-pointer for the Raw. They play Western United in Ballarat.
That's big.
Well, yeah,
The Rat
because Western
Pack.
United, they are 7th. But
I think a victory's coming.
I think it's goal difference, or they might be the Raw might be 1 point ahead type thing. But it's almost like at this time of the season, man, if you can win this, there's daylight,
Yeah.
and that is so crucial.
Yeah.
But I think something else that'll help the Raw going forward is I think they have like 10 games to go, and they have like 7 home games.
That is huge.
something like that.
A few of them, or one of them's at Dolphins, isn't it?
Yeah, their next game back in Brisbane Land is against home to Perth at Dolphin Stadium next Sunday. So get down to that.
It'll be a
Support the
sellout
boys.
anyway, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome. So I don't like it that it's in Redcliffe or Redlands or whatever.
But I mean, I don't mind it because it sells out.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
a different market.
That's the difference.
It's expanding the Raw brand because I think at the moment they basically still are the Queensland Raw.
Pretty much.
You know, they changed their name 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
But they are still the Queensland Raw. Now that Gold Coast and North Queensland have gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, back in those days, the captain of the Raw, Matty Smith, he won the title with the Raw, hoisted the toilet seat.
Exactly.
Then he went over to, I think it was Malaysia, somewhere like that.
Glorious.
But he's since come back. Now, he was in the NPL last season with the Gold Coast Knights. And now he's just signed for a new club, Brisbane City. Boys, what do we think of this? Because this is
it's a big move.
It's a good pickup.
It's a big NPL move. Big kind of in between the clubs. We saw him play the other day, didn't we? Or no, did we see someone else play the other day?
We saw Olympic play Gold Coast United.
That's right.
At Goodwin Park.
No Shane Smelts.
I was gutted about that.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you boys were going.
You're MIA.
Yeah, there's something that may come out soon, but obviously we can't say anything about it. But no, it's a shame that he wasn't there because we wanted to see him obviously play.
I've spoken too much about New Zealand sport anyway.
Exactly.
I'm
but
not gonna...
great performance from Olympic. Great performance from Jez Lofthouse, who is Andrew Lofthouse's son.
Yeah, no, dude, he was...
Wow, really?
Yeah, we saw Andrew Lofthouse there. So get on down to Goodwin Park if you ever want to see Andrew Lofthouse.
I saw Andrew Lofthouse at the IGA in Milton.
Okay,
let's get him on the show.
He drives
to call me son.
he drives an Audi, by the way.
Surprise.
So yeah, 4 rings.
What's the opposite of moon?
Son.
Thanks, Dad.
He looks a lot happier on TV, on the telly.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't sustain that constantly.
No, you can't. You got to get your frowning in a little bit. You got to be like,
No,
I've got some frowning scheduled in.
veggies from IGA.
I might add though,
Thanks for that rendition.
on that CJ, dude, he was, I think, the standout
Jez
for Olympic.
Lofthouse, 100%.
Man of the match on the field, and as you were showing me, I think at half time,
He scored some screamers.
he's on the A-League watch.
He
isn't
is. He was one of the. I think he was the young player of the year in the NPL last year. NPL
He was.
Queensland. He was in the NPL team of the year last year. I think he was on the bench. But he's a standout player for them.
Yeah.
If there's one to watch from the NPL, I'd say it's him.
And he's
Do you reckon Andrew's telling Wally Lewis, hey, you know,
What's Wally
What's
gonna do?
Wally gonna do?
What do you talk about?
Get him to the Broncos.
No, Wally does
Get him to
sport
the
for
Rocks.
Channel 9, mate.
Yeah, I know that.
So
but
you go, okay, Wally, maybe a little bit of a mention about my son Jez. He's been playing some great football for Olympic, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. So
I
think he's a bit skinny though.
Like you think? Yeah, I was about to say that, mate. He
Needs
is
to bulk up a little bit.
he needs to bulk up. He is skinnier than Gusman,
oh, that's
oof,
funny.
That's
and that's saying
saying
something.
Dude, I'm ripped. What the hell?
No, you're ripped, but you're skinny, mate. You can
Yeah.
have both, best of both worlds.
Exactly.
No, but he is a skinny footballer who
He is.
he was playing like
Very skillful though.
left wing, roaming
Drifting inside a little bit.
roaming into the central midfield as well.
Every time he touched the ball, everyone was
On their feet.
all the faithful was on their feet and go Jez. He's really that kind of hometown, homegrown player that people
Homegrown
love,
hero.
and I want to see him playing in an orange jersey. I'll say it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, mate,
okay.
It's just about giving these players opportunities, isn't it?
Mm.
So
Take a punt.
maybe we need to have a
Where
chat
is the
about that sometime.
pathway between the NPL Queensland and the Brisbane Roar?
Show me.
Why
Show me.
isn't Andy Pengelly in an orange shirt this
Exactly.
season?
That's the biggest surprise, wasn't it? At
Yeah,
the
you
start of
scored
this
40
year.
goals in your competition.
Hey, when do you score 40 goals
That
in
is so
the
rare.
second division of a competition, and you don't even get a
in a
look
team
in?
that struggles
Doesn't
for strikers too.
Yeah. Let's go with Roy O'Donovan over this young kid who's shown tons of promise and has scored 40 goals. Let's go with this 30-year-old Irish guy.
To be fair, he does have a good record in the A-League.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
scored
but-
in like 50% of his games.
Yeah, but like seriously, he was
Mate-
good. He was good in that Newcastle system.
No, he was good for the Raw while he was there.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think he was. Or for
I
the
don't
most,
think
for
so.
the
Well,
most
Roy
part,
This
O'Donovan.
season?
yeah, for the most part, he
This
was okay.
season?
as
I
soon
don't
as
think so.
as soon as he left that
Every-
club, they've started scoring goals and
This is a
winning
good point.
games.
Yeah, but keep in mind that was in January, and I mentioned Scott McDonald before, and I think they finally have someone who's a leader on the field as much as he is off.
Yeah, because they didn't really have that.
No, they don't, because their forward group, their squad of forwards, very young across the board. They are generally. They are.
Yeah, I mean, you got Aaron Amati Holloway, who's a little bit older, but
He's a
the
little
rest
bit
of them
older.
are younger.
For the most part, they're young, mate. So
Yeah.
they needed a leader, and Scotty Mack is that. So, again, great stuff for the Raw going forward. Hopefully,
100%.
hopefully get it done down in Ballarat this weekend.
Exactly, and go out to any NPL games. Obviously, they got rained out last weekend, but get down to any NPL games. Get down to your local club. Get to Goodwin Park. Get to Lions Stadium. Get to Perry Park. Go to all of them when you can. It's a really great competition to watch, and we really enjoy it. We love it. Can even see us there, potentially.
Oh,
That's
geez.
why you really want to go.
If that's not motivation enough, then I don't know what is.
I don't know what you would do.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a free joke if you come down. There you go.
Okay, so now no one's going to show up.
I'm definitely going.
No one's showing up now.
I'll go just to hear how bad it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had another great chat this week, gents. Emma Zielke was great. If you haven't checked us out on any of our social media platforms, do that right now.
Go there.
Yeah, Instagram _Beyond the Sidelines _
Go there.
Facebook Beyond the Sidelines.
Go there.
YouTube Beyond the Sidelines.
Go there.
Check us
Go
out
there,
on
damn it.
Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Go there.
Yeah, go there more specifically.
Any major podcasting platforms, go there.
Yeah, because that is where we want the listens coming in on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Chuck us in your car.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great listen. Facebook as well. You can hear it on Facebook. Thank you very much for joining us. See you next time.